Hey guys, GirlsXBattle 2 tips here with a tier list. But this is not exactly a PvP or PvE tier list. This is more a utility list for beginners and mid-game players even. So if you have been playing for a month, 2, 3, 4, even 5 months, this is going to help a lot. Because most people struggle by scaling up because they make bad use of their resources. I've seen people sabotage themselves in very ways, and that's because GirlsXBattle 2 doesn't have much information out there. There are few YouTube GirlsXBattle 2 YouTubers, and some of them try to explain as much as they can, but sometimes they give the information but they don't give it in an order where we can understand very well how to approach the game. So what I'm going to do is right now try to show you with a chart, with a tier maker list, and I'm going to explain you step by step why every girl is in their positions, okay? First, we are starting with the bottom, worth saving for events. Well, as you can see, here I got some girls that you may not know why I'm placing them in these spots, but I'm going to explain it briefly. Okay, we have Werewolf, Nonna, Cynthia, Anna or Annie, I'm not sure her name, Boxer, and Berry. Well, why is worth saving for events? This depends of your 4-star income. The 4-star income depends on two things: on quiz, how much quizzes you can buy and which is your level, and on house exams. Primary on house exams, because even if you have a low level but a high house exam level, you can rate even 6 times a day, well 3 times if you got to house exam 8, and then you can buy 3 times more, and it's worth to invest in house exam tickets at least the first 3 times, then it gets expensive, more expensive, and there you can know each day how much 4-star shards you can make. So what I'm going to stress a lot in this video is house exams. Okay, that's the most important thing on the whole game, is to get as higher as possible on house exam as sooner as possible. So that's why this is a utility list. We are also talking about patrol, sanctuary, and well, returning to worth saving for events. Which event? Well, you may know I'm talking about the exclusive task. You remember that they ask you to get 4 copies of a particular girl, well, a girl from a particular class. I don't know if it's named class. You know, the classes are warrior, mage, ranger, priest, and an assassin. Okay, we got those classes. But if you know, if they ask you to get a ghost assassin, this is the only ghost assassin in the game, and Nonna is the only ghost priest in the game, and Cynthia is the only ghost mage in the game, and so on, right? Annie is the only I can see, but I think it's assassin. It's assassin. Boxer also is assassin, and Berry is a ranger, and those are the unique in that class, in that type. Fairy, human, monster, and ghost, respectively. So if in an exclusive task they are going to give you a Gianna, they are going to tell you you gotta get Basically, they are going to tell you you need 4 Cynthia copies. If they are going to give a Sapphire, they are going to ask for 4 Nonna copies. If they are going to give maybe Enmaya, Dracula, or which other could be? Or Gambler, they are going to ask you to get 4 Werewolf copies. If they are going to give Hexa, they are going to ask you to get 4 Annie copies. If they are going to give Caitlyn, they are going to ask you to get 4 Boxer copies, and with Barry, you can get Amazon. And these ones I tell you have happened already. So you need to complete exclusive task. It's not like, well, that I don't like that girl, so I'm not getting that. Even if they are going to give you a Sapphire, that you're going to see that Sapphire is a trash girl. If they are going to give you a Sapphire, you need to get that Sapphire. It's not about the girl, it's about the year. You need to get those 4-star years. So with the 4-star year, at month you can get 3 sets, and those 3 sets are becoming 5-star year, and with the event of technology innovation, I think is the name, you can get that 5-star to 6-star. That's why it's important to complete always exclusive tasks, and that's why these girls make the list, because you need to do the event to complete the event. So if you struggle with these girls and you're not saving them and you are using them when you don't need to for graduation, you're going to then need to waste your enrolled papers. I don't know the name, portfolios. You're not then going to need to use portfolios just to get these girls, and portfolios are so valuable. You should never use them in this way. So you need to save, okay? Well, then we are going to the food, 5-star food. These girls are not worth at all. They are just food, okay? So I'm placing first from Ghost. These 4 from Ghost. None of these girls scale in any way. They are just bad. Plainly bad. You may think, but I have a Sukuba Naina and she's nice. No. Best case scenario, if you get 2 copies of these girls, you can make them to 6-star and then use them as food for a 9-star. But you don't want this in your team. They are not worth at all. Okay? If you have them, don't think about it. Just use them as food. They are as much as food as a 4-star graduated girl. Maybe a 5-star werewolf Nonna are the same as food as these girls, and you can get these girls with 4-star shards, but they are the same. They are worth anything. Okay? So don't focus on upgrading these girls. These girls are not good. They are trash. The same goes for these ones. Yeah, for these ones. Maybe Librarian could be a 9-star worth, but if I get a Librarian, I don't care. I use her as food right now. The same with the rest. Then as food, also this one, as you can see, there are a lot of girls that are not worth. So maybe Toyo, if you get 3 copies of Toyo and you don't get 3 copies of anything else, you can think about making her 9, but she isn't that good. At least not anymore. Okay, and from Fairy, these ones are the worst. Okay, look at this, 4 of each. It's not that hard to remember that these girls are not good at all. You may think that a Nia may do something, but Nia is so hard to get that you won't get 3 copies that usually, and I will just use her as food. There are better girls on her faction. Okay? Well, they're not so clear yet. These girls are not high tier, are not maybe worth to be your 9-star food, but they could be used in some ways. For example, Fencer is right now the game treats her like a high tier girl, and she's not used. But for example, in house exams, it's worth to have a Fencer 9-star at some point. So you want to save these copies, you don't want to use them, but also you don't need them right now. So you should avoid as possible to use them, but if you got no option and you really need to complete maybe the monthly to get the 10-star, and you need seriously to use that food at the last day, don't get crazy, you can get food in any moment. So you gotta wait to the last day to make decisions. If you have seen my other videos, I got a 10-star Hexa, but I needed a 9-star Dracula, and like 4 days ago I was thinking seriously on using Fencer as food, but I said just be patient. This game wants you to be patient, so I waited that time and I got another girl that is worth to be used as a food, and I saved my Fencer. Okay, so be patient. Also with Sakura is not that clear. I haven't seen her used in any way, so if you use her, don't feel that bad. I don't think she's going to get stronger at any point. She got a skin early, but I'm not sure about her. But if you don't need to use her, don't use her, okay? Same goes for Hoti. I think there are people making some strategies with Hoti for house exams, so I'm not sure if you should use her right now as food. Right now I have 3 copies, and I'm not sure if I need a 9-star food, I'm going to make it. A quick disclaimer. Maybe you're not sure about this, but let's have this clear, okay? For a 9-star, you need 3 copies of a girl. To get a 9-star, to get her to 10-star, you will need 2 extra copies. So to get a 9-star, to start thinking about making a 9-star girl, you first gotta get those 3 copies. Don't get crazy. I've seen people that just have 2 copies of, let's imagine, Amazon, and they start building her and they make her up to 8 stars, and they never get that 3rd copy, and they do get 3 copies of Bad Elf, for example, or Kong Ming. So don't get crazy, just relax and save everything. If you don't need to get that 6-star Amazon higher, don't do it. You can make 6 stars. It's fine. You can get Amazon 6-star as long as you don't use useful girls as food. It's fine. Make your Amazon 6-star, your Bad Elf 6-star, your Coming 6-star, it's fine. And if it's some moment you need to use them as food, do it. But for example, if you get well, let's get to that point later, okay? So let's continue about, well, in Monster there is everything pretty clear about the girls. I would put Toyo here. I use her as 5-star food because she is not that easy to get. You can graduate her from 4-star, so thinking about making her a 9-star, it's quite unreal. so I put her like here usually. But let's see if I take her to 9. Okay, then about Fairy, there is nothing. Okay, just these three girls are kinda tricky. Okay, well, about her, I don't remember her name. She's worth as a 5-star food. I'm not sure where to place her, but as you know, you can graduate her from 4-star shards, right? But what makes her different is that it's worth as a 6-star for house exams. And why is that? When she dies, she boosts the attack of your girls. So in house exam, you may use 2 of these 6-star girls at maybe level 100, just level 100, don't get her past to that. The idea is that they die as soon as possible and they boost your carry, the girl you're going to use to make the damage. Okay, so she is 5-star food because she's not hard to obtain from the shards in any way. But you can also keep a look at this girl. This girl it's nice. If you need to graduate 4-star shards, you should graduate first. I don't remember her name. Iron Fist. First Iron Fist and then her. Okay. So about must save, but will take time to get the copies. Well, these girls are not food, but it will take you time to get the copies. So you just relax and get the copies. Okay. So in this place is Capsule Girl. Capsule Girl, I will put her here even. She's not worth building right now. Even if I get the copies, I'm not sure if I would make a Capsule Girl Limit Break 3. Because Capsule Girl was really strong. But right now, she's in a position very weird. But anyway, I'm leaving her right here. But I don't want her to get confused with another high tier girls that must be safe. Well, in this case, I'm placing Capsule Girl here, but you don't want to use her as food. Don't use her as food. Her position is, as I say, not so clear. So don't use her as food, just save the copies, but it's not a must. You shouldn't be like, that's great, I got a Capsule Girl. No. But that doesn't happen with girls like Ethel. If you got Ethel, you should be very careful on saving her. Same goes for Empress Saint. She, as I know, is great in PvP, but you need the copies. If you don't have the copies and you get one of her, it's fine, save her, okay, save. Lock her, but you need the copies. If you don't have the copies, there is no value on her, okay? Priestess, this is an amazing girl, but you need so much copies. Priestess, as you know, the marks boost the damage of other priestesses. So you need multiple priestesses. You don't need just one Limit Break 3 priestess to be useful. No, you need at least one Limit Break 3 and a 10-star, and some more copies. You need a lot of copies of priestess to be used on a strategy. Well, the strongest one is 3 priestesses, and that's 21 copies of priestesses. So just save her. She's not food. Never use her food. Just save her. Okay. Then Turing right now. I will place her with Capsule Girl, but she was like high tier just before Fenrir started to be played. Well, just before Fenrir entered the game. So I'm placing her like here because I don't think that she's in a weird spot such as Capsule Girl, because Capsule Girl it's as hard to get as her, but I leave her right here. Maybe I put Capsule Girl here. Maybe put her here. Yeah, maybe why not? Because you don't want to use that copies for anything. In this case, you can use these copies if you have to, but in this case, you shouldn't, because these girls, by being high tier girls, can get a rebuild and can get her skills maybe power upped. Because Turin, for example, got power crept by Fenrir, but she might get reworked and get really strong. We don't know. Here goes Next Generation Iron Fist. Next Generation Iron Fist is in a situation similar to Priestess. Priestess is great if you have a lot of copies, and Next Generation Iron Fist also. If you can see in the Elite League, you will see teams composed by 1 Psychic in the front and 5 Next Generation Iron Fist in the back. That's because the synergy between them, as more Next Generation Iron Fist you have, the strongest her skills are going to work. So save those copies, but don't look for her, because if you got the copies, that's great, but don't get crazy. You won't be able to make a team full of Iron Fists at the start of a game, right? So what else? Mio, of course. Mio is a high tier girl, and if you got the copies, that's great. That's great. Go for her. You can even make her Limit Break 3. I'm not sure if I put her right now on Limit Break 3 category, because their copies are hard to get. You won't get 7 copies of her easily, and this is a tier list for people that has less than a year playing. So you would understand why I put her on just say the copies. Okay. Then about Priestess, I've seen lists in your first Limit Break 3 that say if you got the 7 copies of Priestess, go for her and build her as your first Limit Break 3. But I'm not sure if I should put her there, because she's so hard to get compared to other girls that can be made to Limit Break 3, that you shouldn't focus on her early on the game. Okay, well, next. These are the girls that are worth as 9-star, okay? And I will put Maya here, but Maya is also worth as a 10-star. So I'm starting with her, Javelin. Javelin is nice to get only at 9-star. Then it's Foot. Don't make her 10-star, she's not worth. And then Iron Fist. Iron Fist is a 9-star worth, but it's so necessary for your team at the start of the game that is at the go-to. And then I'm going to explain that. Then 9-star worth, maybe Nani, maybe Aquarius. Who else? I think in the last tier list from your first Limit Break 3, they downgraded Kongming to 9-star worth. So yeah, she's staying at 9. Well, then 10-star worth are Dracula. Dracula is the best 10-star worth, along with the Maya. Also Blowy, Caitlyn. I think they downgrade her to 9-star, but in some strategies you are maxing your Assassin Lab. So if you got a Caitlyn 10-star, and she's an assassin of course, she may be worth to get to 10-star yet, right? Then, and you can get her copies. It's not hard to get copies from the regular shards. I will place here Amazon, Bad Elf, Nobunaga, and well, pretty much them. Nobunaga used to be even worth to be Limit Break 3, but she isn't that good anymore. She's just a 10-star worth, and then you're going to use her as food for a Limit Break 3. For 10-star to Limit Break 1, you're going to need a copy of a girl and a 9-star. To Limit Break 2, you're going to need another copy and a 9-star. And I think a 6-star, but well, that doesn't matter. And to Limit Break 3, you're going to need a not anymore a copy of the girl, but you will need a 10-star. So this is why these are very important. These girls are going to carry you until that point. Okay, Amazon makes huge damage. I think they downgraded here, but I think that she's worth yet. So right now, this may be a little bit controversial in this point. Worth even as high star, as 5-star. Which are these girls? Psychic even at 5 stars is amazing. It's great. She can stun your opponent. She will use her active always. She is going to give you so much value by leaving her a 5-star. But I got 2 psychics. I can make her to 6, 7, 8 stars. No. Just use her as a 5-star, and then on mid game to late game you're going to take her up to 10 stars. But then, first you need the copies. Have that in mind, please. You need the copies, and don't get crazy. If you make her a 9-star, you happen to get 3 copies. Okay, make her a 9-star. But you want to make a Limit Break 3. You're going to use her as food? No, you're not going to use her as food. So don't get crazy, okay? So then, Linky is great. You can even make her to 6-star and keep her like that for a bit, because she gives Hornet marks on opponents, and these opponents take more damage, and that stacks up to 300% more damage. So that's amazing, right? So Linky even to 6-star, but at the end on late game you are going to take her up to 10-star, just 10-star. And even maybe in ultra late game you can make her a Limit Break 3, but you're talking about years playing, at least 2 years. So don't get crazy, take her to 6-star if you need her to, but if you need the food, just leave her as a 5 and she's going to make some damage on those bosses, okay? Here comes, as you can see, these are the only light and dark girls I'm placing in the list, because the rest of them, for beginners and mid-game players, doesn't matter. You don't want a Lucifer, a Wraith, a Phoenix, and why is that? Because you won't have the food. The food you will get it in late game from enrolling into light and dark to get the food for those girls and get copies of 5-star demon and angel girls are so hard that you shouldn't even look at that faction at the start of the game. That faction doesn't exist. Those 2 factions doesn't exist. But there is an exception. If you happen to get a Jacob or a Raphael, they are so much value. Raphael heals a lot, and Jacob, even as a 5-star, can delete entire teams. And you should know that at this moment. This girl is amazing. And Raphael too, don't sleep on her. Right now, as you know, GirlsXBattle 2 takes basically everything from Idol Heroes. And in Idol Heroes, they are like 1 to 1.5 year with ahead to us, and she is still one of the best girls on the game. Not even Angel and Jacob, not even her. She's not that useful anymore. He's not being used. But Raphael is being used yet. She's that good. Okay? So, worth giving us a 5-star. I didn't talk too much about Dracula. Dracula's a 10-star, can clear patrol, I think can get you to expert. So, she's great. Patrol is great. In patrol you can get coins cheap, you can get seals cheap, you can get deals of regular ticket with gold, you can get tickets for arena with gold. Anything you can get with gold, it's great. Gold is the cheapest currency you can get. So patrol is great, and she's great. She also could help a bit and by tanking on house exams, but primarily for patrol. But she can carry you a bit also. She makes huge damage, and she will help herself when attacks. And I hate this girl, but she's so good. She stuns when she attacks. She poisons if she gets lower to 50% HP. She stuns again when she uses her active. She's just an stun machine. So you want her in house exams. She's amazing. Even as a 5-star, you can use her in house exams and expect her to cheese a little bit and stun someone. And could even make you win that stage. Blowy is a great healer. She's worth as a 10-star. I wasn't sure about her, but the official GirlsXBattle to Discord channel takes her as a 10-star worth, so I guess she's getting her spot. Caitlyn, as I told you, if you have an assassin lab, she's going to make tons of damage as a 10-star worth. If you happen to get the copies, don't get crazy. You need 5 copies even before thinking about making a girl 10-star, right? So don't get crazy. You get 5 copies, okay, you can go for her. But if you got first 5 copies of Blowy, go for Blowy. Okay? Amazon too. Amazon is easy to get. She appears often on exclusive tasks also. Batgirl is easy to get also from the shards. Nobunaga is really easy to get also. Okay? As you can see, all of these girls are easy to get. Well, primarily these 4. Okay? So if you get these copies, go for it. And these ones, you will surely get them if you use your portfolios. You will most likely get Draculas, a lot of Draculas. If you use portfolios on Ghost, you're getting tons of Draculas. I've gotten, right now, I think I have 7 copies of Dracula, but at a point I had 12 copies of Dracula, just from portfolios and summon rolls. And she is amazing. So, if you want to use your portfolios and you're a beginner, go for Ghost. You're going to get any of these 2. Okay? So, this is worth as your first Limit Break 3 if you got the copies. If you got the copies, you can go for these ones. Well, about this, I'm not sure about Muppet. To get 5 copies of Muppet is so hard that I should praise her here, because you won't get those copies. It's unreal. But if you happen to get 7 copies, according to the Discord of GirlsXBattle, she's worth to get to Limit Break 3. But, well, as you know, take this with a grain of salt. Okay? Sonya is also hard to get right now. Not that hard, even as Muppet, not that hard, but she's better. She's a great girl, and she is going to stay great for a long time. So you should save her copies always. Okay? But don't build her if you don't got the copies. Gambler is also good. You can get a lot of her using portfolios, going for Dracula and Maya. You will get surprised how many gamblers you're going to get. She's not that hard to get. Right now I have 5 copies of Gambler, I think. But I'm going to use her as a 10 star to feed the go-to Hexa. Okay, and here it goes also Valera, of course. And Valera is also, I would place her here or here, because she's a high tier girl that you want in your team, but it's not so easy to get the copies, but if you happen to get the copies, go for it. And also I could place Ethel here. They have been giving Ethel fairly in let's see, in enroll in Girls Assembly, 2 copies there. Maybe you enroll for her, you got more than 1 copies. Well, these girls, as you know, you need the copies. But which copies are easier to get? That's what you gotta think. So Hexa is a girl that is more easy to get copies, and she's the strongest as a limit break 3 from these 2, from these 3. These are high tier girls. If you get them to limit break 3, great for you. But for mortals, for people, for the average player, he is going to get most likely those 7 copies of Hexa. You are going to get them. Moreover, if you enroll on Monster, because on Monster, if you enroll, you can get Nobunaga's, you can get these 3 girls that are nice, Psychic is also amazing, and the food, of course, the Monster food. So Hexa is the go-to. And why is the go-to here on Iron Fist? Well, at the beginning of the game, you want to get Iron Fist even up to 9 star. She could be here, but I'm putting her on the go-to because that's your game plan. The classic game plan is like this. Okay, this is a classic game plan, and you can diverge from it if you get copies of another girls, okay? But the classic game plan is to get your first Iron Fist that is free, get 4 star shards of Iron Fist also, that's easy to get, and build her up to, and you are going always to get those 3 copies of Iron Fist, you are going to get them, and she can solo Sanctuary. If Sanctuary is hard for you, it's because you're trying to use any other girl besides Iron Fist. Iron Fist is the strongest girl for Sanctuary at the beginning, even at the beginning. But when I talk about the beginning, it's about 1, 2, even 3 months. Okay, so that's not a week. Those are 3 months. It depends if you are expanding on the game and you are accelerating your resources or not. Then Dracula, she's going to be your 9 star, and you're going to be building food on another factions. Another 9 star you should be building. You need 3 copies, remember, 3 copies. And you're going to feed to a 9 star Dracula. Well, a 9 star Dracula, you're going to feed her a Javelin, a Nanny, maybe one of Aquarius. So you want her to 10 star, and then you're going to use a bunch of 9 stars and Dracula, two 9 stars and Dracula to get her to limit break 3. That's the strategy, the main strategy, and you shouldn't diverge from it, except from one girl, Fenrir. And why is that? The reason is that Fenrir is so amazing on house exams, and house exams is the most important thing on the game, that you want to build a Fenrir if you can. Right now I'm saving copies of Fenrir. Right now I have 2 copies, I don't have the food yet, but with 2 copies you can get her to 8 stars. And an 8 star Fenrir, an 8 star Fenrir can get you to house exam 18 on Ghost. None of these girls can do that. None of them. That's just a Fenrir thing. At 8 stars, this girl may not be able even to go past house exam 1 or Monster. She's great later because she's amazing on patrol and also on house exams at limit break 3. But how far are you from getting her to limit break 3 or getting her to 9 star or 8 star even? And that will make you think, is it worth to delay a little bit my Hexa building so I can get her higher? And it most likely is. You know what? Because as you go higher on house exams, you will get more shards a day. That means more food. That means more 9 stars in less times. That means you will get to her pretty much at the same time. You're not delaying her that much. So if you happen to get the copies of Fenrir and we are getting an enroller next month, you should at least enroll once, if not 2 times in that enroll. You need these copies. You need these copies because a Fenrir 9 star can get you even to house exam 30. I think with a good setup. Okay, it's not like you are going to place her right in the front and nothing else and freely go past house exam 18 to 30 at free by free. No, you are going to need a little bit of strategy. House exams do need strategy. If you are not going past, if you are stuck in house exams, it's maybe because you are not using any strategy. You are just placing your girls and wishing the best for it. And a 10 star Fenrir will surely go past 30 and maybe even to 40, 42 I think, but as much higher you can go on house exams, the crucial points are house exam 18, 30 and 60, okay? But for mortals right now, going past to 30, it's a great point because you get 2 tickets. So house exam 8, 18 and 30 are the most important. On 8 you get an extra raid ticket, 18 an extra and 30 an extra one. Okay, so you at the end are going to have 5 tickets, 5 raid tickets plus 3 that you can buy but 100 gems each, 8 tickets, and 8 by maybe 32. It's like at each day you can get 8 girls, 8 4-star girls just from house exams, and that's a 5-star girl. You see where I'm going? Each day you're getting a 5-star girl. So in a month you're getting 30 if you get to house exam 30. That makes sense why I value her so much. So this is a tier list of utility. These girls are great. Don't think that if I place her right here it's because they are not good. No, they are just not useful for you at the beginning. Okay, but you should save these copies, of course. This should be it, right? Okay. Well, guys, I hope this helps you. I hope you stop using Hexa as food for your Nobunaga. I've seen people use Hexa as food, using Dracula as food for a Sapphire. What is that? Where is the trash? Here is the trash. Okay. Please. There is a lot of info on the GirlsXBattle 2 Discord channel. You should check it. I'm going to place it in the comments. So, hope this helped you in any way, and don't commit the mistakes that a lot of players have made, and even me, because I'm learning too. Right now I'm learning about this game. This game has a lot to learn too. So, this is it. Have a great day.